Hi there, everyone. Today, this is going to be a little more different. I already did this before into my first actual model kit project. I got two more that I'm doing, but those could be later down the year. Not even until next year. I gotta need some of the items to make it look a little better. Now, for me, I'll go through everything that I did for myself for it, what I had to do, what and at that point, I want to ask you for your opinions on what you do for the same thing. Yeah, I know for me, it might be different for you. Does that make sense? Okay, let's look at it.
Now, what you're looking at is just a battle scene where they're just standing. I'm gonna be honest here, not the best thing I could do, but still, it's my first project. I never did anything like this before. Now, I'm using the RX 70-2 Refi version, and I have like two of them. So, yeah. And I have the Charge Red Saku Revive. Hold on for a second. And I put it on a foam mat. I have a second one near me to show you what it is. This one of these. I just put black around it. I took a cardboard, cut it into the shape I wanted to, and then just um use hot glue for the whole area in general. It is a air dry clay, and the whole cracks. I didn't do that on purpose, but it did it on its own. Does that make sense? Um, because I let it dry over a day or two, and then it cracked on its own. So some of these bigger cracks you can see down here, it's just due to that, nothing else. And I did have to use some rod to go through the entire thing, so the figures won't fall off. But I did leave some of the parts to still move in case I do not have some of it movable. And for the paints, I did use acrylic paint that I have, and a lot of paints that I don't use as often. The silver parts are basically just the marker, the Gundam markers. I use some of those for some of the pieces on the figure, and I had to use one of my drill bits to make holes that are not too deep for the knees, hands, feet. Some right here, but be honest, it looks a little more better on this one. But I didn't want to do the beam sabers coming in and out. I'm just gonna leave them off of it. And I did paint some of the shield, but not the handle in any kind of sense. But I still give it, to make it look like it was muddy. And the arm right here is so movable. It does want to come out, but in total terms of it, it looks pretty good for what I see it as. And for the Saku in general, I'm gonna be honest with you, I just bought it the same day, worked on it, then the day after I just painted it that I know of. With some of the black, silver, gray color, and I made these big holes for the feet. So like how certain things like they just crash down on the ground. It's like that. Same thing on this one here. And I just used green paint to cover the brown, like to make it look better, and then a lot of black and silver and gray to make it look like it was a lot of damage going on. But there's a lot of different ways I could do it too. But this is the only way that I think I know. This is still new to me in a way that it is. And the entire crack thing right here is pretty good. And I did have to glue, use my this glue right here to make sure it stays down. Same thing. I had to put I had to make a hole or two for both figures, for the feet. So when I put the rod in, I could just glue it in, so it won't fall off easily. And this glue is worth it, but for $6, it's a little expensive if you're looking at it. But I think it looks pretty good. I did have an idea to put like some bullets dropping right here, but you know that would have been a little too much work. Even for me, I love the work I do, but it would have been a little too much for someone like me. And I did leave that, but I think I should have took it out, but I just didn't want to deal with it. So I think it looks good on things that I look at it as, but you may not like it yourself. But I would say it looks pretty decent. The shield, I did a lot of good stuff on it, and it is just silver hose. We're really able to like rock around, hit it, or just some of the ammo types smacking it. And this is what I think looks good. I have two more to go with them. But I do need another kit for one I'm looking for just to get that done. So, let me go back to the other me and tell you what I could have done better.
So this is where I would see my cons, where it is, yes, my own part where I could have done a little better on certain things, yes. And I saw certain displays of showing what a battle damage will look like, but I'm so new to that. And the way that they do it is they like, get some of the better Mr. Hobby stuff, and this like all of that better stuff, but I can't do that. I don't have that type of money. All I have is just acrylic paints, oil type paints, and a lot of stuff like that, brushes and stuff that I know that I could do properly, that I don't think that it would be as bad. It took me a little more time to get this done, so that's why I had some reviews out, so I get some of this stuff done. I had it done, but I'm just not very good with not knowing what to do. So I'm gonna be honest. It's just me being new to something that I never done before. I mean, that's the same with model kits. That was new for me, and I got into it. And now that I'm doing this, I get two more to do, a bigger one, and then the other one is just Transformers one, and by now I'm market for that one too, actually. But I'm gonna try to do more stuff with that one, and the other one I have. But I want to see what you think, if you like it or not, because to me this is newer, and honestly I don't know if you will like it, because if I may not like it, you may not. But would you like to see more about this? I didn't record the process of it, but I'm gonna be honest, I might do that for later videos to show you what it looks like that I had to do to get some of the things done. But would you like to see that? I know I would, but what do you think, y'all? I get subscribed during the all my social media sites is in my bio within my link tree. It's all there for you to look at. It's just me just doing my own thing. So yeah. And I saw my Patreon there, but I haven't updated since July, so yeah, sorry about that, guys. Thank you so much, and have a good good rest of your year.